In this video, I'll break down the attention mechanism in transformers in the simplest way possible. Using a small numerical example, you'll see exactly how attention works from start to finish. And this is exactly what we do after the initial embedding of tokens. The general formula that you see for attention is usually given in the form of softmax qk transpose. This is normalized by square root of dk, which is the dimensionality of embedding, and multiplied by the v matrix, which is the matrix of values. So as we say here, we have three main matrices, Q, K, V, and this formula is very difficult to understand. So the goal here is to break down these to simpler parts and explain how this exactly works. In order to do this, let's consider a simple case where we have four tokens. And we have, for example, here the sentence, the cat sat quietly. So we have these tokens T1, T2, T3, and T4. The goal of the first part of this architecture is to give us an embedding or representation of these tokens. And for simplicity, here we assume that the dimensionality here, which we showed is using dk, equals 3. So for example, for token 1, the representation is 1, 0, 1. So you can think of this as a vector in R3. Similarly, for x2, we have 0, 1, 1. For x3 is 1, 1, 0. And for x4 is 0, 0, and 1. And this is what we get from the stage right before the attention step. And for intuition and simplicity, here I make a very important assumption. And I make this assumption that Q, K, and V, these three matrices, are exactly the same as these X matrix, which is the matrix of embedding. In general, we can multiply this X matrix by another matrices to create these matrices Q, K, V. But again, for simplicity, let's assume that all of these equal to X. The first step when we talk about attention is to pick what we call it as query, which is exactly that where this Q comes from. So in this case, let's say the query is the second token, which is cat. And what we really want to answer here is that what this token should attend to, right? So because we have all these tokens here, and in a real world problem, we may have thousands and millions and more tokens. And so we want to know what this second token cat should attend to. So in this case, we pick our vector q, which is exactly x2. And as I mentioned, this can be some sort of projection of x2 in general. But for now, we assume that it's just x2, which is this 0, 1, 1, as we showed in the previous slide. Then the most important step of this attention mechanism is to compute scores, or sometimes we call these like the dot scores or similarity scores. And the idea is that we find the dot product, which I show here using this dot, between the vector q, the query, and those values, or the keys that we have for each token. And the keys here are simply x1, x2, x3, and x4 because of this assumption that I made that q equals k equals v equals x. So the first thing that we can do in order to find S1, we find the dot product between Q and X1, right? So this shows how much this query, which was the cat, should attend to the first token, which was the. And now we have two three-dimensional vectors. We do element-wise multiplication, and we add all the results together. So we get 0 times 1, which is 0, 1 times 0, which is 0, and 1 times 1, which is 1. So this means that the first score S1 equals 1, and we do the same thing for the second score here, which is dot product between Q and X2, right? So Q is fixed, and then we find these dot products with X1, X2, X3, and X4. And again, I want to emphasize that in general, these things should be the keys rather than X values, but we assume that they're all equal in this case. And so we can find S3, S4, and you can see that in this case, the other scores are equal to 1. The only thing that is equal to 2 is S2. So now we can pack everything together and put them in a vector. So remember, we have a query, we have 4 tokens, so this is a 4-dimensional vector, right? So it shows the similarity between the query and all existing tokens. And in this case, we get 1, 2, 1, 1. So the order really matters here because we are creating these vectors which are ordered lists. Okay, so now that we found this vector S, the next step is that we have to normalize this. And that's like a key part of this. So the way that normalization works here is that we're going to normalize this by the embedding dimension, which was that parameter dk. In general, that parameter is usually like in the order of 700 or 1000 for real large language models or other transformers. But in this case, we want to, again, focus on simplicity. So we assume that dk, or the dimension of k, equals 3. And square root of 3 is almost 1.732. So in this case, I use 3 decimal points, 2 decimal points to make things manageable. And so we take that vector of scores that we had, that we just calculated in the previous slide, and divide that by the square root of dk. And this gives us these 4 values. And you can see that in this case, obviously, the second element is 2 times the other elements. And then the next part of this is that we have to apply that softmax function. So softmax function, you can see it, at the final layer of classification, neural networks, and many other places. It's just one way of converting these numbers, these 4 numbers you can see here, so that they form a valid probability distribution, in a sense that they add up to 1 and each entry is non-negative. And we do this usually using the exponential function. So you take each element, you exponentiate that, and then you divide this by the sum of all exponentials. Since I only have 2 distinct values here, 0.577 and 1.155, I find the exponentials here, which you see that we get 1.75 and 3.17. So what this means is that now I find for each of these elements that I have in that 4-dimensional vector, I exponentiate each term and then divide them by the sum. Okay, so this sum is 1.78 for the first element, and then we have 3.17 for the second element. And remember, the other elements are the same as the first one. So we get 1.78 and 1.78, and the total is 8.51. So we have what we have in the denominator of that softmax function, and now we have to do the division, right? So that's 1.75 divided by this 8.51, which gives us, roughly speaking, 0.21, and then we have 317 divided by 8.51, which gives us 0.37. And now we can form what we call it as the alpha vector. So this is the vector of scores after we apply the normalization by a square root of dk and then applying the softmax function. So these normalized scores are 0.21, 0.37, and then 0.21 and 0.21. So this is exactly why we apply the softmax function, because now each element is between 0 and 1. And if we do the math, this sum of these 4 elements must add up to 1, right? Because that's exactly why we use softmax function to kind of like create a probability distribution. So now that we have these alpha weights, it's very easy to go back and find the attention output for token 2, because that was our goal, to find the attention vector for one of the tokens, and in this case the query was token number 2. And this is a weighted sum of values. So this is very much like linear regression, because in linear regression you find a weighted sum of input features. In this case you find weighted sum of values, and the weights are those values of alpha vector that we have, and then we have these vi vectors. And since again I made this simplistic assumption that values are equal to inputs that we show them using xi, then this means that this is simply 0.21 x1, 0.37 x2, and then 0.21 x3 and x4. So again, I really want to emphasize this. This looks very much like a linear regression, except that it's kind of like fancier because these weights are coming from those dot products, and then these vectors here are the values that are in general different than x, and we can find them by some simple projections. But the idea is simple. We have a weighted sum, so now we can calculate these to find the attention output for token 2. So this case, you can see that the result is a three-dimensional vector. For the first element, I have 0.21, and I have two of those, so that gives me 0.42. And then for the second element, I get 0.37 plus 0.21, which gives me 0.58. And then the last one is 0.79. So this means that now this is the attention output for token 2. Right? And similarly, you can do these to find for token 1, token 3, token 4, but in this case, we focus on token 2. And this is exactly where this formula comes from, right? So remember, we started by saying that this is what usually you see everyone is talking about when we present the structure of attention mechanism. And the main difference, which is kind of like I would say confusing here, is that when you're using this formula, you should always think about it this way, that these vectors that we have, x1, x2, x3, x4, they're actually in the rows rather than in columns. So up to this point, I use the typical linear algebra notation, where I assume that I have column vectors. Now I assume that these are actually row vectors, and I stack them together. So this gives me the Q matrix, and you can see that each row is, in this case, 1xi. And for simplicity, again, I assume that Q equals K equals V, right? But other than that, I mean, you can always, do some projections of them, but for simplicity, assume that, in this case, we have all equal to each other. And in this case, since we have 4 tokens and each one is three-dimensional, Q is a 4x3 matrix. And if we transpose this, as we have here, QK transpose. So the transpose is 3x4. So this means that overall we get a 4x4 matrix, which includes all those dot products that we're looking for. And for token 2, that's in the second row. So remember, now we have to look at all the rows, and we get that 1, 2, 1, 1 that we exactly found before. But the nice thing is that this matrix multiplication gives us all those dot products in one step. And when you're working with GPUs, these are matrix-rich, computing hardware. So therefore, it's much more efficient to do this in the form of matrix multiplication. And if we do here the division by a square root of dimension or a square root of 3, you can see that we get these values here, like for example, 2 divided by square root of 3 is 1.55. Well, one thing that again I want to emphasize is that we should look at the second row, right? Because that's exactly what we calculated in the previous slides for this value of scores divided by square root of dk. But as I mentioned, the nice thing is that in this case, you also get all these values for all tokens. So you can do this in one step rather than calculating these scores individually. If you do this individually, this is like 4 times 4, 16 dot products that you have to find. But in this case, you get everything in one step, and that's exactly what we had as the second row here, which is these values. And now after this, you remember we have to apply the softmax function. So what we had there was inside the softmax function. So now we have to calculate this, and in this case, you apply the softmax function row-wise, meaning that you apply that formula that I had, exponential divided by the sum of exponentials to each row of this matrix inside the softmax, and then we're going to multiply these by the matrix V. And that actually gives us those weighted sum of values that we had. And in terms of dimensions, this makes complete sense because what we have in the softmax of QK transpose scaled by a square root of dk, that's a 4x4 matrix, right? Has all those dot products. And then the V matrix is 4x3, so the result is 4x3, which means that each row is the attention output for that token. Remember, in this case, we have 4 tokens, therefore this is 4 by 3. And you can see that we exactly going to recover that attention for the second token, which was 0.42, 0.58, 0.79. And that's great, right? So that's exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to find this in a more compact form in terms of matrices and their multiplications, and we did this. But the nice thing is that this also gives us all the attention outputs for the 4 tokens, and then this will be fed to the other parts of that diagram that we just earlier showed.